What are we going to do? We're out of PPP. The money's gone. Half of our people didn't get it. The majority of our people didn't get the money. What do we do from here as entrepreneurs and business people who are trying to stay employed, keep our people employed, keep bread and butter on the table? We want to buy the vegetables that Dr. Delvena is telling us to buy, but we can't buy them if we're on unemployment. What do we do from here?
Well, first of all, we've been doing so much with so little for so long. We can almost do anything with nothing. we were born in a crisis, so this shouldn't be nothing new.
True.
I'm not diminishing it. I'm just saying, for other people this is a crisis, but for us this is Tuesday or whatever. Let me go back to one thing you said, Bishop, and thanks for being a light on the hill for all of us during this time. You are a living icon and just a humble servant of God, and thanks for living your truth. You mentioned environment. You hang around 9 broke people, I guarantee you'll be the 10th. The young lady, Dr. Thomas, mentioned wellness. I've got my turmeric curcumin right here. You'll see me do drops every now and then. I do that all day long. I got my water right here. My wife's a wellness coach. I believe health is wealth, and vice versa. Mr. Perry, who is reputation speaks for itself. He mentioned that there is a cure for COVID, potentially sitting, I would say, in America's inner cities. There's no doubt in my mind. In fact, that story has already been written. There's a Jordanian immigrant who came to this country, was passed around from family to family. His grandfather didn't want him. Forced him to go into an adoption. That family didn't want him. He ended up with a family in the Silicon Valley called the Jobs family.
Yeah.
And he hooked up with boys in his neighborhood who were also part of technology families. One of them was called Wozniak.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And they went in their garage and created a little company called Apple. For which I'm sure many people watching this program are watching the stream on. That is the story that Dr. Perry just talked about. And if Jobs had not been a Jordanian immigrant from a broken family, been adopted in the Silicon Valley, if he'd been adopted into a single parent household in Detroit, where the mother is working all day long because she got too much into her money, and he was raised by the streets, he'd have become the greatest drug dealer Detroit has ever seen. Because a drug dealer is dumb. Is stupid, but he's not dumb. He understands import, export, finance, marketing, wholesale, retail, customer service, security, territory, and logistics. You have brilliant people everywhere, but are they being nurtured? What soil are they in? So he's literally true. And what I hope we realize in this crisis is there's a rainbow. You cannot have a rainbow without a storm first.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It is a scientific fact. So I want us to be not so focused on our pain that we miss the prosperity happening right underneath the pain while we're sitting here. Folks are doubling down on investments while we're sitting here.
They absolutely are. Let me jump in for a minute. They absolutely are. That drives me crazy because I live in both worlds. And so on one hand, when I talk to our people, we're always looking back at where we came from. When I get in these other segments and communities, they see these disasters as opportunities, and they're always planning where they're going. How do we break into this positivity that is necessary? And I think it's more than meditation and taking deep breath. There's something to be broken into that we are not breaking into. We're always left behind, looked over and staring in the window when the blessing comes by. How do we change that?
The new civil rights issue for our generation is financial literacy. Ambassador Andrew Young, my mentor, your friend, has said, Dr. King's right arm in the civil rights movement, to live in a system of free enterprise and not to understand the rules of free enterprise must be the very definition of slavery. So you go back to 1865. Okay, we know that is the end of the Civil War. But we don't realize on March 3rd, so January was 40 acres. It was Field Action 15, 400,000 acres given to former Union soldiers to domicile their money. It was just a bank chartered to teach free slaves about money, the Freedmen's Bank. Came 2 months after that. The next month was a mule. The month after that was the bank. Land, bank, land, mule, bank. Lincoln gets killed in April. The same year, 4 months. So Frederick Douglass tried to save the bank using $10,000 of his own money. We know him as an abolitionist, Bishop. He was a businessman. He owned $6 million worth of real estate in Baltimore, Maryland, rented it out to working class blacks, which gave him the financial freedom to be a civil rights leader. We know Dr. King to be a civil rights leader. His daddy, Daddy King, owned real estate and served on the board of a bank for 40 years. That's why King could work for free. This story has been there, but we've missed it. So it's what you don't know that you don't know that's killing you, but you think you know. But it gets worse, because now it goes to Dr. Thomas's topic. She says we are 20% more prone for depression than everybody else. She will correct me. I'm sure I'm wrong. I don't have stats on this, but I think that 70% of Black folks are clinically undiagnosed depressed. And I don't care what socioeconomic strata you're in. That's 40 years of all the stuff she talked about. And if my white friends went through half what we went through, they'd be depressed too. Now, crazy, cray-cray, as they call it. Now, you take that piece, which means, Bishop, we're in a surviving mindset. Okay, we're in a surviving mindset in a thriver's world. Here's what all of us have in common: we have a winning mindset. You knew you were a winner before you won anything. That's America. That's type A personalities. You've got to get out of the surviving mindset, which is ready, fire, aim, which is PTSD, which is looking for racism around every corner, being angry as a business plan. It don't matter whether they discriminate against you. You got to get over it and move on. So what I would say right now, I told folks to go get their PPP. I helped the design part of the program, by the way. I think you know. I told people to go get them, but we were, I'm not sure that's for me. Well, am I going to be declined? I don't know. Go get in line, because it's going to be gone in 2 weeks. This was the first time in U.S. history the federal government, Bishop, literally gave away money. Literally. If you employ people, you don't pay it back. You use it, pay overhead, lease payments, payroll. You literally don't pay it back. But a lot of us did not apply. 2 reasons: trust. Second reason, we're experts in busyness, not business. So busyness. I'm a graphic artist. Busyness. I'm a plumber. Busyness, whatever it is. But the business is the business management office. Right. The accounting, the finance. Right. The banker relationship. I don't mean a teller at a bank. I mean a banking relationship. Yeah. Understanding the financial literacy, the wiring piece, the capitalism piece that we've been told somehow we shouldn't be paying attention to, which is ridiculous, by the way. So PPP is coming back. There's going to be another tranche of this. And by the way, Bishop, let me just say this. It's going to keep coming back. Let me tell you why. This country is not going broke. There's a lot of things we're going to have. We're going to have racism. We're going to have inequality. We're going to have education fights. We're going to have mental health fights. We're going to have spiritual. One thing we're not doing, we're not going broke. Because if we go broke, my rich friends go broke. That's not happening. This is a democracy rooted in capitalism from its founding. So they're going to keep pouring money, Bishop. The only government can print money that everybody buys our bonds in the world is the U.S. government. Cities can't print money. States can't. Only the federal government. We have printed $4.5 trillion in 6 weeks. The last crisis was $187 billion. That's a subprime mortgage crisis. This is 40 times larger than that. The crisis before that was the GM bailout. That was $2 billion. We lost our mind when GM needed to be bailed out. This is unprecedented. And they're going to keep throwing money at this until the problem is solved. Coming back, we need to get back in line. I don't care whether the website crashed. I don't care whether they call you back 6 times. Get back in line, because when you stand up the 10th largest bank in the world in 30 days, it's going to be a crap show. But the money's real on the other side. Then I want you to call Operation Hope. You're frustrated? Fine, just call us. We'll do it for free. We're going to help you get your earned income tax credit. 1 out of 4 of us not getting that. There's city, state, and federal programs. We're not getting that. I want every church to start a fund, a real estate fund. You're already a step ahead of this. I want churches. I don't want us whining and complaining a year from now. They stole our real estate. No, they didn't. We foreclosed. We lost the house. Whatever. That's life. Somebody else bought it. The last crisis, we complained about it. By the way, good reason. This crisis is going to happen again. Go buy your block. It's going to be on discount. So my last point, America's on reset, Bishop. Hear me. America is on, this is a complete reset. And America's going to be on discount for everything you want to buy. And opportunity is going to be through the roof. And there's going to be two recoveries, poor people, an L, recession, and everybody else, which is going to be a soft U. And you're going to hit recovery numbers in the third and fourth quarter. It's going to feel like recovery for some people, not the folks at the bottom. And we got to get businesses at the top who can employ those at the bottom to pull them up the ladder, because they're not going to be able to do it on their own. 96% of all businesses, Bishop, Black businesses, are sole proprietorships. We got to stop this. That's not a business, that's busyness. And so we need to merge. Churches need to merge, nonprofits need to merge, businesses need to merge, so we have scale. And we've got to get a financial literacy lesson, a computer lesson, a financial literacy lesson, a technical, a business management lesson, and I'll stop. But,
well, you're absolutely right. But one of the reasons that we have so many churches, so many businesses, the massage shop is down the street from the nail tech is across the street from the hair salon, and all of them could rent one place, cut costs, increase profit margins. I've been saying that for years. Any related businesses come together in a concerted effort can reduce costs by consolidating their efforts and come together in one place. The problem with that with us is that it makes great sense. It's practical. It's the right thing to do. We do not trust anybody.
Agreed.
And there's a reason that monies are held in trust. It's not just an economic forum for us to be able to have tax advantages and inheritance and so forth. It's also true about trust in general. You cannot get wealth without a certain degree of trust. And I'm not asking people to trust themselves, to trust other people arbitrarily. That's why they have contracts. That's why they have contracts. I trust the contract. I trust the contract. So forming limited liability partnerships.
LLCs,
CDCs, and EDCs, depending upon what you're trying to do. We don't even understand the corporate structure that would protect the alliance and the amalgamation of influence and dollars to be able to move the conversation along. And that's something where Operation Hope and other entities like that are doing things that are really amazing. Our T.D. Jakes Foundation has started. We're going to be launching a nationwide STEM program that's focusing on subsidizing STEM program. Oh, yes. And we're going to do it online. Anybody can download it. They can go to tdjakesfoundation.org and find out more information about it. We're going to keep updating it. We're working with the consortium of people. We have got to tap into these economic and intellectual streams that exist above us. That's why I'm on here talking to you, because I want to talk to people like you all so that I can tap into the stream of what you know and share it with people who don't get to sit down and have conversations with people like you.